Okay, today we will start with alkyne. Alkyne, as we know before, we have already done that it is actually carbon-carbon triple bond. So the smallest or the first alkyne in the homologous series is your ethine. So in ethane, this ANE is substituted by YNE in case of your alkyne, and it is your IUPAC nomenclature. Now, what is the trivial name? Trivial name is called as acetylene. Okay, so this is your trivial name. Now, when it goes to the next series, next compound of the series, it becomes CH3CH. So, it is for the trivial name. It is written as been. This hydrogen has been substituted by methyl group, so it will become methyl acetylene. Okay, and its IUPAC nomenclature will be, yes, this is 3 carbon atom compound, so it will be obviously propine. Propane, propine. This is your IUPAC nomenclature. Now next compound will be your CH2 CH3, that is we are increasing the number of carbon atoms, as because we are increasing, so one CH2 group is added to it. I have told you that when we move from one compound to the another next compound in the homologous series, down the series, each from one to another one CH2 group is added. So here to this carbon we have added an ethyl group, so it will be named as ethyl acetylene. So this is how they are named, as acetylene derivative of alkyl in case of your trivial name, whereas for the IUPAC nomenclature it will be your butane, obviously one butane, as because the triple bond is in the first carbon. Now this could be like this also, that if the triple bond is in carbon 2, so it will be your 2 butane. This is your IUPAC nomenclature. This is also your IUPAC nomenclature, very well known by this time. IUPAC stand for International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So what will be the trivial name now? Now these two hydrogen in both the sides of the acetylene have been substituted by methyl. So it is written as dimethyl acetylene. So these are in trivial name, it is written as acetylene derivatives. Okay, so the alkynes are written as acetylene derivatives. So now we have these are the way the nomenclatures are being done here. Now this linkage, this triple bond linkage, is also called as your acetylenic linkage. Okay, and this whole series is called as acetylene series also. This is also called as acetylene series, as because in trivial name it is written as a derivative of acetylene. Now what is the electronic structure, or Lewis dot structure also it is called as electronic structure? Obviously triple bonds are there, therefore 3 pairs of electrons are being shared. One pair is left here, which forms single bond with hydrogen. Okay, single bond, and here it forms triple bond between carbon and carbon. So we get the structure like this. So this is the structure of the compound of the first compound of the alkyne series. So next comes how it is being prepared. We will learn about the preparation. So first, the lab preparation is done by adding water, cold water, to calcium carbide. Now this is your calcium carbide. Now how calcium carbide is being formed? It is formed by mixing calcium oxide with carbon at a very high temperature we get calcium carbide and carbon monoxide. So this calcium carbide into it when cold water is added, this acetylene is formed, or your alkyne, I mean methane, ethine is being formed. What happens during this hydrogen breaks up from the water and combine with this, and the calcium combines with this hydroxide and form the stable calcium hydroxide. So this is how this reaction is taken, because this is quite strained bond. Okay, it is not highly stable, so when water is added, it breaks up and it comes in combination with your hydrogen. So this way calcium acetylene is formed, that is ethine is being formed, and these OH molecules bond with calcium and form the calcium hydroxide. Now during this process, impurities like hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, arsine, phosphine are produced. So now this ethine produces first pass through water, which absorbs this ammonia, then H2S, then your arsine. But the phosphine can only be absorbed when it is passed through acidified potassium dichromate. Now this way the ethine is made pure and free of all these impurities. It is then collected by downward displacement of water. This is a laboratory method of preparation of acetylene, or we can say it as ethine. Next is the method of producing these by the method of dehydrohalogenation or by dehydrobromination. So in the preparation of ethene also we have seen that we have undergone dehydrobromination. So there we have taken bromo ethane we have taken. So here, as because we have to lose, we need two double bonds. Already we have got one single bond, we need another two bonds. So we have to lose two HBr molecules, then only we will get two double bonds. So what will be the reactant? This will be the reactant, that bromine should be there in both the carbon. So what will happen when it is boiled with KOH, alcoholic KOH, it will combine with this hydrogen, and ultimately it will be like this, and the Br will go and combine with this. So this is how the reaction will take place, and it will form one bond again this way, another molecule of KOH. So O will attack this hydrogen, this bond will break here, and this bromine will lose out with this K. So what will happen? The end product will be 2kBr plus 2 molecules of H2O, and this ethine will be formed. Understood? So oxygen attacks the hydrogen, this bond breaks and combines with potassium. So this is how the reaction takes place. Okay, so this is a process of preparation of ethine amines. I'll show you the process once more. So here we see in 1,2-dibromoethane, KOH attacks the hydrogen, as because it is a lone pair. This bond breaks and this bromine bond breaks, and the bromide ion combines with the potassium ion. Similarly here we can see that another molecule of KOH is there, and it breaks and forms a triple bond. So this way your ethine is being formed. Okay, this is also called as dehydrohalogenation or dehydrobromination. So this is being produced by dehydrobromination. Now next we will learn about the chemical properties. Chemical properties of your ethine. First is, just like your ethene, this ethine will also undergo catalytic hydrogenation. Okay, so in presence of hydrogen, what are the things we needed? We needed the catalyst as nickel, platinum or palladium at a higher temperature. So first step will be two hydrogen will be added to this. Okay, so hydrogen will be added to this. First one will be like this. Okay, in next step it will further add with the hydrogen, and finally it will form the ethane molecule, that is the corresponding alkane will be formed. Now here first stage, this is your first stage and this is your second stage. The addition takes place in two steps. So your complete reaction is C2H2 plus 2 molecules of hydrogen, nickel. Now first it will be, as because it is a two-step reaction, we have to write it in two step. We'll get C2H4, which on further adding hydrogen, and we will get C2H6. So this is your reaction. Next is your halogenation. Here when chlorine, bromine or iodine will be added, um, there will be reactions, difference in it. Obviously we know bromine is brown color, it will show us the bromine will be added, so bromine will lose its color, therefore it also is a test for unsaturation. So for chlorination and bromination, all the double bonds will be triple bonds will be I mean two out of the three bonds, two bonds will undergo addition reaction. Okay, so plus Cl2 in inert solvent, that is carbon tetrachloride. First step will be chlorine will be 2 molecules of chlorine will be added, and further what will happen? Cl, 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 H, H, that is 1, 1, 2, 2 tetrachloroethane will be formed. Okay, so additional products will be, first is your 1,2 dichloro, this one will first 1,2 dichloroethane, then will be 1,1,2,2 tetrachloroethane will be produced. So first is this one will produce, second is this one will be produced. Similarly, it will undergo the same reaction with the bromine also. The bromine color of the bromine is disturbed, thus serves as a test for reddish as unsaturation test. Now the reddish brown liquid bromine dissolves in water, turns colorless when ethane is passed through. So this is a bromination. Here it acts as a test for unsaturation, as the brown color becomes colorless. Okay, these reactions are same as that of the ethene. In ethene also it undergoes catalytic hydrogenation. In ethene also it goes halogenation. So the reaction will be same, however it will be two stage for the alkynes. As a first stage, one bond will be broken and added, one molecule of hydrogen will be added, and in the second stage another molecule of hydrogen will be added. Same here. Here first stage, one molecule of chlorine will be added. In the second final stage, another molecule of chlorine will be added in the adjacent carbon, and we will get 1,1,2,2 tetrachloroethane. So these are the reactions. However, with iodine, it will undergo only first stage reaction, that is, with iodine we will only get C2H2I2. Iodine with difficulty giving acetylene diiodide as the only end product. So here it is difficult to combine with the iodine, so we will only get 1,2-diiodoethene. Ultimately the final stage of reaction will not take place here, because the iodine is much bigger in size, so there will be hindrance in the compound, and the final reaction which final product which we have got it for chlorine and bromine, it will not take place in case of your iodine. We will only get this much of product over here. Now ethyne undergoes oxidation when dilute alkaline potassium permanganate is added to it. It forms diacetic, that is COH. It forms dioic acid, that is this. Its another name is, this is your ethane dioic acid. Ethanoic acid already we know. Now here, because two acids are there, so we will write it as ethane dioic acid. Okay, this is its another common name is oxalic acid. So here the purple color, KMNO4 is purple color. Its color is discharged when ethyne is added to it. So this is again a test for your unsaturation. Ethyne burns in air with a sooty flame. In excess air, it burns with brilliant white flame evolving heat. So this was oxidation with potassium permanganate. It can also be oxidized when it undergoes combustion when it is heated in the air. Okay, it undergoes combustion and it bonds with a sooty flame. Next is the reaction with ammoniacal cuprous chloride, that is C2H2 with ammoniacal cuprous chloride. It will undergo, copper will be added, this hydrogen will be substituted, and copper will substitute the hydrogen, and copper acetylide will be formed, acetylide. Okay, so this is your, now here this is red in color. So this is the stage only given by ethyne only. This is a test for ethyne. Similarly with your silver nitrate in ammoniacal solution, that is ammonium hydroxide, it will give, and this one will be your silver acetylide, and this is your silver white, this is actually white PPT. So these two tastes are only shown by ethyne only, and this is a taste for ethyne. So this is red PPT and this is your white PPT. So this is a taste with ammoniacal. This is very important. You have to write ammoniacal, the ammoniacal cuprous chloride or ammoniacal silver nitrate to undergo this reaction. Next comes is uses. It is used for the production of oxyacetylene torch. As from this reaction we can see that it forms a flame whose temperature is about 350 degrees Celsius. Here the flame formed is 3,500 degrees Celsius. So it is used for welding purposes. Its first use is for, it is used in welding purpose, that is oxyacetylene torch. It helps in ripening of green fruits, artificial ripening, then manufacturing of some organic compounds like vinegar and all, acetic acid, oxalic acids. Then it is also used for the production of synthetic things like polyvinyl acetate, rubbers and fibers. It is used for preparation of oxalic acid, acetic acid, etc. And it is used for some artificial rubbers, fibers and polymers. Okay, so this is how this one you can relate with these reactions. Ripening, you should know it. Preparation of oxalic acid, we have already seen how the oxidation of this with the help of potassium carbonate gives it oxalic acid. Is also used in the preparation of acetic acid. So these are the main uses of your acetylene. that is your ethyne.